it presents a very depressing challenge to many, and people don't want to look at the worst aspects of petrocollapse. But it can also help us to see that, well, this can happen so fast, and we have so far to go, not just some community-friendly projects, but a system which deserves to be rejected, a dominant culture that really isn't serving people on an equitable basis and is undermining the foundation of life. So with a transformation and the excellent ongoing efforts of movements like the transition towns and many unsung heroes of those bringing about sustainable living and living the models and tools of sustainability, we're going to have a much better adjustment to the post-Petrocollapse world, where we will have examples to point to, that there will be some kind of surviving communities or projects or eco-villages. So it's very hard to start sketching out with any confidence at all about how this is going to play out, what's going to happen. But this seems to be the trend. We may dodge another bullet with the globe not having to do just this massive, painful transformation, which is what I believe it'll be. But when a system relies only on more growth and endless growth, and there's no recognition that everything the system stands for and that government policies encourage and the corporate media are telling us to do, consume more that we'll be happy with material things and this kind of progress, or I think the false message that there can be a green consumer economy and there will be no pain of population reduction, and that we'll still be able to have the gadgetry and convenience of massive consumption. So when this really isn't an option, then we have to reinvent the future. And I believe we need to live the future now. And that can be a beautiful thing. That can be fun. I mean, here we are together. If we're not already friends, we're making friends. We're sharing information. This is convivial. This is taking action. We have to think for ourselves and take action. And we're going to be in a much better situation to survive and deal with the realities that have motivated the Transition Town founders and its participants today to move toward a sustainable society. Made a couple of more notes here. Well, to heck with it. I've spoken a little bit about the oil industry, the way I understand it to work, the limitations of the technological fix, and what we're up against in trying to bring out a transition or transformation. And in my long experience with promoting these ideas and trying to help people understand what I know about the oil industry, I've decided to write up my experience in a book. It's an autobiography, Songs of Petroleum, and I'd be happy to fix you up with a copy. Meanwhile, we have a lot of the archived Auto-Free Times and Alliance for a Paving Moratorium reports and essays and material on culturechange.org in the archive section, and the recent years of culture change articles deal with many aspects of what we're basically dealing with here. And so if you're interested in how the Arab world turmoil can translate into sudden petrocollapse, there's articles on that. We're also looking at what could be a transition to a health economy. The health economy would be a way to cut waste drastically that will allow people to manage their own health issues and social welfare safety net issues on the community level. It would basically cut government waste and the corporate greed machine off at the knees. So it's very promising. It's all in a book by Dr. David Cundiff. Some of the other items I recommend looking at in culture change and other websites and organizations, Energy Bulletin comes to mind as an excellent source of news on projects and thinking to deal with peak oil and the transition or transformation that we're looking at. So I know I don't have a lot of time here and we need to have a discussion. I'm really looking forward to that. So was there anything else I should discuss? David or Eric? Well, I wanted to add that my cousin David Nathanson, who's taking care of video tonight here, he and I planted 2 fruit trees in a parking lot today, guerrilla gardening style. I thought you'd like that. It was a passion fruit tree and a guava tree. And it's surprising that tropical and subtropical fruit trees do very well in Southern California, especially when you're near the coast. We got these trees from Captain Charles Moore, the plastics guru who discovered the garbage patch out in the Pacific that's basically a plastic soup. Culture Change has been fighting the plastic plague for a long time as well. I had the pleasure of helping San Francisco to be the first entity in the Western Hemisphere to ban or put a fee on plastic bags. We've got a long way to go. Yes?
I'd like to know, I might have missed your introduction about where you're from. Are you a local person?
I'm traveling around at the moment. I like to say I'm living here, wherever I happen to be standing or sitting, or I live on Amtrak. I've been living in Portland on a small sailboat for the last few years, but I have a lot of family in Southern California, and I'm looking forward to going to many other gatherings such as this, probably a lot smaller, across the country, and talking about some of these issues. But we all may have to move very fast and be ready to jump quickly with the rate of change accelerating the way it is. So I don't know, I may not even get to the East Coast. No, I'm just kidding, I'm sure I will.